Director and scriptwriter of The Last Jedi and Knives Out, has talked to Dave Filoni about directing an episode of The Mandalorian. Will this happen? Let's talk about it. So, director and writer Rian Johnson, who ended up doing The Last Jedi, one of the most controversial films in all of Star Wars under Disney, as well as the theatrical film Knives Out, who has apparently talked to Dave Filoni about directing an episode of The Mandalorian, and he said that he would like to do this in the future, or if it ends up happening. Now, is this a good thing or a bad thing? I would definitely say it's right smack in the middle, as Rian Johnson is a great director. I mean, if you look at The Last Jedi compared to all the other Star Wars films, even The Rise of Skywalker, The Last Jedi is probably one of the most beautiful looking Star Wars films of all time, without a doubt. He's a great filmmaker and a great director. In terms of writing, it could be a tad bit better, but to be fair, he also ended up directing and writing Knives Out, which ended up becoming a much better successful film than The Last Jedi. Now, ever since The Last Jedi came out, it became this huge hypocrisy that everybody was mocking and making fun of Rian Johnson, saying that he should stay away from Rian Johnson. And literally a month before The Last Jedi came out, Disney stated that Rian Johnson was going to get an entire Star Wars trilogy after finishing The Last Jedi. And after them watching it, they really enjoyed The Last Jedi, and so they gave him an entire trilogy. Literally, we haven't heard anything about his trilogy since the year of 2019, when the film Knives Out came out. And he ended up even stating that his trilogy is still happening. Now, if you're wondering why hasn't his trilogy been start production yet, well, the whole reason why is because Rian Johnson is a scriptwriter. He takes forever to write. He has stated this multiple times. He's also a film director. He's a busy person, and he is working on the new franchise of Knives Out thanks to Netflix. He's actually working on Knives Out 2 this summer, and production of Season 3 of The Mandalorian will be starting this summer, at least as far as we know of. Now, what does this mean exactly? Should Rian Johnson direct an episode of The Mandalorian? Honestly, I would say he should. And here is why. Now, I'm not a fan of The Last Jedi. I didn't like it, but it was a much better film than The Rise of Skywalker. But the only way that I could see this working out, not only for Rian Johnson and his trilogy, but also for Disney, is to prove that Rian Johnson is a great director, which everybody knows, but a great director within Star Wars. If he could direct a great film or a show for Star Wars, then he could end up, fans who hated him could end up seeing, oh, his trilogy might actually be a bit better. Now, from what it seems like, he's going to be co-writing the script for his trilogy or just directing it. I'm not 100% sure, as there hasn't been much about his trilogy since 2019. So, honestly, I would say Rian Johnson should get the chance to direct an episode of The Mandalorian, just to see how fans react. And if fans react positively to Rian Johnson's episode, they can automatically go, all right, let's greenlit of Rian Johnson's trilogy, and say that he will be working on it after Knives Out 2, which honestly, if that ends up happening, then that would basically mean is that it would probably the trilogy will end up being released by a year after, or Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron or Taika Waititi's film gets released. So that means that we're going to wait a little bit to get Rian Johnson's trilogy, but it's still going to happen. Now, obviously, I will be now, if this does actually happen, I will be taking precautions on this, honestly. Now, to be fair, this is a quote-unquote rumor. Dave Filoni hasn't really said much of anything about it, but I think that Rian Johnson should at least get a chance to direct a episode of The Mandalorian. We don't know which particular episode. We don't even know much about Season 3 so far, but I would at least say that Rian Johnson should get the chance to direct an episode of The Mandalorian. And depending if it's good or bad, his trilogy will commence. And I know this is, obviously, me saying this is going to piss off a bunch of people who hate Rian Johnson, but this seems like the only way possible. If people want to actually see his trilogy, this is the best shot that they have to. So anyway, guys, that is pretty much it. This was a little short one. I just want to give out my thoughts and opinions about this. If you guys haven't enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, ring the notification bell to stay up to date to the channel, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.